Welcome back to Evil Popcorn Conversations. This is number 5. And I've got Joel back with me. Shogun, how are you today,
What's
tonight,
going
whatever's
on?
happening? What's that?
I said, what's going on?
Yeah. No, just chilling out on a Monday here. Sunday night there, I believe, in New Jersey. And Monday
You?
afternoon, mid-afternoon here in Brisbane. And cut to the mustard. We're here to talk about podcasts. Yes, this is how me and Joel, how Shogun, came to be friends through the Gimmick Gang Broad Street Breakdown page, which is dedicated to a podcast. We're both podcast fans, hence why we started up one in the first place and why we're doing this
I'm
now.
a dog, you know I am.
So we're going to do top 5 podcasts, basically. Do one after the other, discuss them as we go. Joel, let's start. What do you have as your current number 5
Number 5, I
podcast?
have all of mine are kind of story heavy. I decided to go off the beaten path. But
Okay.
number 5 is Undertow.
Okay,
It's a
Joel, we can't hear you very well. Where's your
oh
mic at?
shit. How's that?
A little better. Go again.
One more time.
Yeah, it should be all right. It should be all right.
All
Okay,
right.
so what's Undertow?
Undertow is it's an It's like an anthology series. They're in their fourth season, I do believe. Each season is like an overreaching, has its own story arc,
Okay,
but it's all like supernatural horror and stuff. Like in I haven't listened to the newest season, but the season before there was this possessed book that was taken would take you through different parallel worlds and whatnot. That was pretty good.
cool. And it's an audio drama, yeah? Like
Yes,
stories?
yes,
Okay, okay. Okay, so that's your number 5. I'm just having a look at images here. Okay, so I'm just going to see if I can pull up an image. Okay, so I've got here Undertow the Well, dark,
yeah.
creepy, scary.
That's the newest season.
That's the newest season. Yes, I'm just going to share this image for those watching so they get a reference point of what we're talking about there. Is that it there, Joel?
Yep, that's the one. Oh, this the image you're showing, that's from Blood Force. That's a really good season. That's like werewolves and shit.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, this looks kind of good. This looks kind of good. Undertow is an ongoing supernatural horror series that reveals the dark, monstrous side within us all. Every week, host and creator Fred Greenhalgh, I think, will take you deeper into this warped version of Maine, where nothing is as it seems. Here, still waters hide, airy rip currents, and dot dot dot. Starring Jack Falahi, Bree Klauser, created by Fred Greenhalgh and Daggers Media. Looks cool.
Yeah, I do recommend. Like I said, I haven't listened to the newest season, but I've listened to all the other ones, and they were really good.
Okay, cool. I will put that on the list. Absolutely. Okay. Good number 5. Now, my number 5, I've cheated a little because they come out as with the same two people each week. There's 2 shows by the same 2 people, and they have an episode for each show each week. So the same 2 people do 2 episodes each week about wrestling, about the biz that is professional wrestling. And for those who know me, of course, I am talking about Jim Cornette's podcast. Yes, Cornette with Brian Giant Blast. So Brian Blast, yeah. Okay. Just give me a second. Brian Last, yeah. Okay, so the first one is the Jim Cornette Experience, and then the second one is Jim Cornette's Drive Through. Yeah, they take turns hosting each show, but basically Jim Cornette is the host of each show because how are you going to shut him up? Yeah. They go from like 3 to 5 hours each show. Yeah. So you've got basically looking at 8 to 10 hours of wrestling talk each week by these two. And of course, no one talks wrestling like Jim Cornette. Yeah, he's an historian. He's an OG. He's a stick in the mud, whatever you want to call him. I say that he talks the truth about modern wrestling. He doesn't shit on all of it. What he likes, he praises. But also, what he does not, he shits on. Yes, and in a very funny way. Like, I like really good broadcasting and broadcasters. Yeah. And Jim Cornette is one of the best broadcasters out there. He's certainly the best wrestling historian, in my opinion. He's really funny. He's one of the best ad readers of all time. His ads are hilarious. And if you can't be bothered watching AEW Raw SmackDown each week, 12 hours to find half an hour of good stuff to watch, but you want to keep up with the biz with what's happening, this is definitely the way to do it. Yeah. So those are my two, the two Jim Cornette. That's my number 5, the shared spot with the two Jim Cornette podcasts, the Jim Cornette Experience and Jim Cornette's Drive-Through. Have you listened to either of these, Joe?
I've checked out a couple of episodes of the Jim Cornette Experience.
Stop. Go again, sorry. I had last podcast going on my phone.
I thought that was me for a second. No, I said I've listened to a couple of episodes of the Jim Cornette Experience here or there. Like it's like I subscribe, but it's not one that I'm checking for every week.
Okay. Yep. Cool. Joe, do you have volume control on your mic?
No.
Okay.
I can move it back a little bit. How's that?
No, I'd bring it forward a little bit.
Like that?
No, like right up to you, as close as you can get.
Right here?
That's perfect. Yeah. Okay. All good. And we'll make do. Okay, so what's your number 4? There, Joe.
Number 4. Crap. I was just looking at it. I'm trying to bring up the synopsis. It's called give me a second. There it is. Another story, audio drama, we'll say, called Silverwood. Deep in the forest of Silverwood, California, a monster from another dimension is desperate for the human blood it needs to return home. Hang on one second.
All right, pause.
Hello? Yeah, I'm here. Oh, no. You said you were going out after work. Okay.
Steph, it's not live, yeah? This is not live.
All right, be safe. All right. Sorry about that.
No, you're right.
So up there.
What?
Now you can type in whatever film you want to do and read off of there.
Oh, okay, I got you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steph. Okay, so your number 4. What's your number 4 there, Joel? We'll go again.
Okay, sorry. Silverwood. Deep in this serene forest of Silverwood, California, a monster from another dimension is desperate for the human blood it needs to return home.
Okay, yep. Another audio drama, bringing up the image there. Yep, so that's Silverwood there. Oh, it's by Realm again. That's the same people who did Undertow.
Yeah, they do really good work.
Okay.
In the audio drama game.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to basically look up Realm and see whatever I can and subscribe to whatever from there, yeah? Fantastic. And it's available on everything, which is great. And yes, so, and I'm just going to quickly bring up the images of the... Oh, so that's Jim Cornette.
That's corny.
That's Jim Cornette. I don't know why I brought up his partner there. Yeah, this is why, I guess. Okay, so
Right?
that one there on the right there, watches, that's the podcast cover art of Jim Cornette for Jim Cornette's Experience, and that one's for the drive-through on the right.
No, it was in my way and I didn't even pick it. They said it was.
All right, so
Oh,
that was your number 4, Silverwood by Realm. Okay. All right, so yes, my number 4. Let me just bring it up here, actually. Now, I've talked to you about Dead End Studios out of Atlanta. Basically, it's a black podcast, a black YouTube channel, a black media business set in Atlanta called Dead End Studios. They do Dead End Hip Hop YouTube channel. That's what they're famous for. But they do Dead End Gaming, Dead End Sports, and they also do a really good society and culture based podcast called "Is the Mic Still On?" This is my number 4. Just bringing up the image. Next to Anthony Fontano and the Needle Drop, these two are also probably the biggest music reviewers. They're certainly one of the biggest, certainly for hip hop. And just bringing up their image now. Okay. So on the right there, that is the Mic Still On cover art. Sophie, the girl, she's
people on there all the time.
So say what?
I say I'm looking at the cover art. They have 6 people on there all the time.
No, it alternates who's available. Sophie has left, so there's 5. Yeah,
That's still a lot of people.
it's still a lot of people. Yeah, so you have my So on the top left, you've got Modest Media. That's Rod. Mike Seatown. He's the most popular on there. I guess that's Be Easy. He's a producer. FIFO, Ken. And they do lots of really good stuff on their YouTube channel and Patreon. So if you're into hip hop, if you're into society and culture, or just generally interested from the black point of view of America, these are the guys to check out. Yeah, Is the Mic Still On by Dead End Hip Hop? Okay, so that's my number 4. What was your number 3?
My number 3, another favorite of mine, Old Gods of Appalachia.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've got to get onto this bloody thing.
Yeah, they just announced they're going to be starting their 4th season soon.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so good. Like you want to talk about sound production? Like they go all in, like with like all the just the voice actors and the background noises and shit. Like they do it so good.
Yeah, I've got to get onto this. Too many people talk about it. Yeah, don't you subscribe to the Patreon on this one?
We did, but we definitely got to get back on that. But the Patreon was definitely worth it. They had two whole other like standalone story arcs. I think they were supposed to come out with a couple of more right before COVID hit.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like a good audio drama. You're obviously a fan, yeah. And I've heard this is one of the better ones, definitely. Nice choice. Okay. So that is your number 3. So my number 3 is again by Dead End Studios, and it is their film podcast. Yeah. The film review podcast. As everyone knows, I'm a big fan of movies, and this one is called Frames Per Second. Frames per second. For those who don't know, there are 24, 25, depending on your point of view, or how old you are. 24, 25 frames per second. And a single shot in a single image, screen image, film image. And they talk about they cover all sorts of stuff, movies, TV, any black releases, of course. They do lives on YouTube, and they have a Patreon for this as well, and a free episode wherever you listen to podcasts. Yeah. So if you're into movies, definitely check out Frames Per Second, Dead End Hip Hop again. Where are we up to? Is it your number 2, Joel?
Yeah. Number 2. This is another audio drama, Quiet Part Loud. Disgraced radio host Rick Egan has finally found his chance at reinventing himself by chronicling the cold case disappearance of several Muslim teens from Staten Island, a group he himself disparaged in the wake of 9/11. But Rick soon discovers this is no ordinary hate crime, as his ill-considered investigations bring him face to face with an ancient American evil that's ready to offer him a monstrous bargain.
Okay, what was the name of the pod again?
Quiet Part Loud.
Quiet Part Loud.
Yes.
Okay, just looking that up. I'm glad I'm. What the extra camera? No. So my computer's doing something weird. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad that you're doing a lot of these audio dramas. Yeah, because me and Joel like a lot of similar podcasts. We were worried about overlap. So this is a good way for people to be put on to different things, which is why we're doing this onto different podcasts. Is this the one, Shogun? Just sharing now. Hold on, my bad. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like this, like a good way to think of this. This would be a good companion pod to Video Palace.
Okay, that's a recommendation, definitely. All right, so yeah, Quiet Part Loud, another audio. What has Jordan Peele got to do with it?
I think he was. I think he helped produce it.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing this. Jordan Peele's. It's okay. So it's by his company, Monkey Paw. Yeah, there you go. This is a Jordan Peele podcast produced. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to have a look.
Oh yeah, you'll like it. And it's like, especially like, given the subject matter, it's right on time.
Okay. Yeah, no, cool. I'm very excited about that one. Well done. Okay. So that is. So what number was that for you?
That was 2, I do believe.
Yeah. Okay. So my number 2 coming up. Yeah, is my number 2 coming up. Okay, so this is getting into the classics. The icons have to be mentioned. Yes, that's why I'm glad you went a different route there, Shogun, because my number 2 is Legion of Skanks.
Yes.
I mean, has to be done. It's one of the main reasons we're friends, because there's not many people you can show Legion of Skanks to and still remain friends.
Core values, doggy.
What can I say about Legion of Skanks? Yes, it's inappropriate. Yes, it's offensive. But it's funny as fuck. They're actually really nice guys, really good people. It's dangerous comedy to keep dangerous comedy alive, so everything doesn't become sanitized. And so AI, artificial intelligence, doesn't tell us how to think and feel forever. So they just give us basically censored content from all streaming services. So we never dissent and think of an anti-status quo thought ever again. That's why it's important, Legion of Skanks, that these type of podcasts exist. It's my little rant. And yeah, what can I say? Big J Okerson, he's my favorite comedian at the moment. Joel, Legion of Skanks. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is something in a little different direction. This one's called Doomsday, History's Most Dangerous Podcast. where
Okay.
they explore the most traumatic, bizarre, and awe-inspiring, but largely unheard of disasters from throughout human history, including the science behind every disturbing detail.
Okay.
It's a,
Every
it's a
disturbing detail. Okay.
yeah, it's well, depending on your sensibilities, it's a really fun or a really fucked up way to kill a half hour.
Okay. Okay. So they go in all the gritty details, yeah?
Yeah, like there's this the first episode was about this nuclear disaster, and this guy got hit with like a ridiculous amount of radiation. Yeah, that there it is right there.
Yeah.
But and like to the point where like his skin started slopping off and shit.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I've got the picture there, and knowing you, yes, sure they do not skimp on any gory details. Okay. Cool. Um, so I'll just quickly bring up an image for the viewers of the Legion of Skanks podcast. Yes. Yeah, so basically, wherever you see this image there, watchers, viewers, angry face on the right there, yes, that is the Legion of Skanks. Okay, all right, so, okay. Yeah, back to me for my number one. And yes, I'm because they have to be mentioned if we're talking about podcast top five with me and you there, Shogun. And it's another one of the reasons that we are friends as well. And I was very glad I was able to put you onto the last motherfucking podcast on the left.
Yeah, I was like the motherfuckers still owe me $100 though.
Yeah, what's with that? They haven't been back to Philadelphia and they haven't refunded.
Yeah,
They
like
haven't refunded.
haven't heard shit from the venue or nothing.
How long ago was that?
I was what 2 years ago? Going on 2 years ago.
Going on 2 years ago. Jesus Christ.
Granted, they like it wasn't nothing. It wasn't anything they had any control over. It was just some bullshit. But still,
Yeah, no. The power went out. You had a snowstorm or something, like a blizzard or something.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like okay, so yeah, I've got my own beef as well. It was like it's near a year and a half since I bought a ticket for them to come down here, but it's not beef because what's his name? Henry, Ben, and
Marcus.
Marcus. Thank you, Marcus Parks. He's got the long COVID, and they've postponed for another year, so it's going to be about 2.5 years when they arrive back down here from when I bought the ticket for the show. Yeah.
I mean, at least they're gonna honor the ticket.
I hope. I hope. But I can't complain. I have seen them before. They are going to honor the ticket. And apparently they're going to do a free online show for Australia and New Zealand in the meantime. Yeah. But you got to get onto them. You got to email them, like Philadelphia. It's like, it's not a hard place for them to get to.
Not at all.
No. It's one of the major fucking cities in America.
But yeah, definitely glad you put me on them. I don't like. I'm pissed. I got into it so late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, the advantage of that is that you have 10, no, isn't it 12 years now of stuff to catch up on?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's part of it's the Last Podcast Network as well, and which they have other shows on. If you want to listen to them when they were very young and raucous and did not give any fucks, check out the Round Table of Gentlemen as well. Side Stories is good. That's just Henry and Ben each week, just going over crazy news stories, news articles from the past week. Marcus Parks and his wife do No Dogs in Space, and they do old school music, just covering the history of bands like Dead Kennedys, Beastie Boys, Joy Division, etc. And anything Henry Zebrowski, because he's one of the funniest people on the goddamn planet. But
Yeah, there
definitely,
was a bad man. Something
yeah,
wrong with that boy.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the last podcast on the left. And yeah, what is it? True crime, paranormal, serial killers, horror movies, basically anything dark, cool, fucked up, and interesting that they will cover it. Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. They said they were going to revisit Unit 731. They said they were going to do like
Speak
a.
up, Joe. You're quiet, and there's a lot of noise in the background. Speak up, please.
Nah, I'm waiting for them to do that again. Revisit a Unit 731. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Unit 731.
Yeah, the Japanese bio warfare lab in World War II.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, where
Where
there's
they
the
were, they were doing all that mean stuff to the Chinese people.
okay. We'll just wait till the coughing's done. Okay, we good?
Yeah.
And is that where the Children of the Sun movies, or whatever they're called, come?
Yeah, the
Hold on,
men behind the
wait.
sun.
They're still coughing. Sorry, not to be a pain.
The men behind the sun.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yep.
And there was another one. I forget what it was called. Give me a second. Let me think. Philosophy of a Knife. That one came out in like '96. So I'm trying to find that somewhere.
What's it called? Sorry.
Philosophy of a Knife.
Okay.
Either of a knife or of the knife. I'm not sure.
Coughing's good. Okay. All right. What's your number one there, Shogun? Top podcast.
Number one, Disgraceland is a true crime music podcast written and hosted by Jake Brennan.
Yeah,
you fucked with them?
Yeah, great choice.
Did you listen to that episode I sent you the other day about New Order?
Not yet. It's on my list though.
Yeah, learn something new every day.
Okay, explain Disgraceland for those that don't know their Shogun, please.
Oh, it's just it's a show. The host Jake Brennan. He picks
Hold on, stop. Sorry, no one's going to hear anything except coughing. Yeah.
Jake Brennan picks a musician, and then musicians lead wild lives, and then he just proceeds to tell a story. Like the one I was just mentioning was about New Order, how the lead singer from Joy Division killed himself, and like how Joy Division became New Order, which I did not know.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Okay. To what? But like, he takes real life events that what happened to whatever band, musician, whatever. He keeps some of the truth, but he elaborates though, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So if I say takes artistic license, that sounds bad, but like he really knows how to flesh out the story.
Yes, he does. He doesn't make them seem any worse than they already are, but he definitely knows how to flesh out the story. It's another good audio drama, pseudo biographical, if you will, about various musicians, and he's been doing comedians lately as well.
Oh, yes. I saw he had another podcast in a similar vein, only it was about like Hollywood and the movies. I forget what it was called.
Yeah. Is it Disgraceland Presents, or I'm not sure. But no, he's really good, and he's a really good storyteller. The music's great. Disgraceland's a really good choice, definitely. Cool. So, can you just run from 5 to 1? Can you just run through yours again there, Shogun?
We got Silverwood, Old Gods of Appalachia, Quiet Part Loud. What were my other two?
Your other two. Okay.
Dark Tome.
Huh? Say again.
Dark Tome and Disgraceland. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So my 5 were shared number 5 spot, Jim Cornette's Experience and the Drive-Through. Number 4 is The Mic Still On by Dead Studios, and then again by Dead End Studios at number 3 for Frames Per Second. Number 2, Legion of Skanks. Number 1, Last Podcast on the left. Any honorable mentions?
As always, Behind the Bastards. That's one of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
Just a podcast about the worst people in history. That's always a fun listen.
Yeah, no, it's a superb podcast. I'm going to shout out the Adam Friedland Show. I know. I don't know what's happened. I've become obsessed with these nerdy motherfuckers. Nick Mullen and Adam Friedland. Yeah. I've listened to 1 or 2 Cumtown episodes. They're famous for Cumtown. Because they're just bizarre bastards, one day they decided we're just going to cancel this incredibly popular and very successful podcast and create a whole new thing called the Adam Friedland Show, which is kind of a talk show, kind of. But if you're into, I don't know, if you're into surreal, Jewish, ugly white boy humor.
Absurd. That's the best word to describe it. It's just absurd.
Yeah, it's absurd. But no, bro. I've been rewatching all of them on YouTube now. I've gone back to the start. But no,
I still got to sit down and watch that Jadakiss interview though. Like the clips I've seen have been hilarious.
It's great. It's absolutely great. He gets really serious people on. Just works them out. Adam Friedland. Trailer Park Boys podcast, Park After Dark. Being a big Park Boys fan, that's another one for me. Any others there, Joel?
No, nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Nothing I haven't mentioned already.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
You're right. Plenty of. Someone needs some water in the background there, right? It's all good though. These are casual conversations for Evil Popcorn. And Shogun, I'm filming the first official episode tomorrow night at Evil Corp at our horror maze. And we're doing Talk to Me. Have you heard about Talk to Me?
I've heard of it. I still got to I got to sit down and I may have seen the trailer, but I don't think I'm not drawing. I'm drawing a blank on it. But I heard it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, same. I'm going to see it tonight. Booked in a ticket. For those that don't know, the Raka brothers, who are a couple of YouTubers down here in Australia from Adelaide. And what I can tell, I haven't watched their YouTube channel stuff yet, but I watched a couple of promos for the movie. And when they were doing all their media press, they would do the interview and then they would start beating each other up biz style, like professional wrestling style, like really good, like slamming each other into the table, the interview table, breaking the chairs over each other's heads. Yeah, they're really good pranksters. Yeah. And big biz fans as well. And they did lots and lots of shorts for their channel, decided to make a horror movie. They got accepted by Sundance, and then A24, motherfucking A24 bought it, yeah? And people are saying it's the best psychological horror. It's a cursed object movie, but the best psychological horror since Hereditary. So Evil Popcorn will be filming its first official episode tomorrow night at Evil Corp. And we will be covering the Rucker Brothers Talk to Me. Yes. So this is just a casual conversation talking about podcasts. Shogun, what was the first podcast you ever listened to? How did you get started?
First podcast I ever listened to. Good question. Bill Burr. That was the first one I listened to heavy.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, the Monday Morning Podcast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then And then shortly after that, Race Wars. That's an oldie but goodie. If anybody wants to go look that up, with Kurt Metzger and Sherrod Small. That was my first favorite podcast. Was
Okay.
Race Wars.
Kurt Metzger, have you said his name? Yeah, I can imagine him in a podcast called that. Absolutely. He is a very clever man, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't look it, but
he doesn't look it. But
yep, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Get a bit of picture here. Was that a move? That's a movie. What? Okay, skip that.
Well, no, that was like after when Kurt moved to California, then Kara Margolis and Sherrod kept doing the show for a little bit.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, but that's the original too. Gotcha. I started. Well, there was a couple of. Hold on, let me get rid of that. Whoops. How did I start? Apart from a couple of little things like a Kevin Smith thing here or a Ricky Gervais thing there. However, the first one that I really got involved with was the Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah. Yeah. And that's
really all depends on who the guest is for me.
It does depend on who the guest is, and the way I actually started was I was doing a short film, friends with the director, and I forget how it came up, but he mentioned the Joe Rogan podcast, and I said, "Who the fuck is Joe Rogan?" This was about 2010-ish, 2012, and he goes, "Do you remember Fear Factor?" I'm like, yeah. I used to watch that. The host. Oh, that little short gorilla-looking like Brooke, the guy from from New York or whatever, just shouted at people the whole time to keep going and eat it. And he said, yeah, and he's a stand-up comedian, has been for the past 20 years, and is a podcaster, and of course he's the voice of UFC, well, certainly was. And I'm not going to go into what I think of the Joe Rogan podcast because it's just how I got started. It all depends on the guest. Yes, he has opinions I agree with, Joe, and opinions I disagree with, because he's a human being, as am I. And but am I a Joe Rogan fanboy? No, but is he a good interviewer? Certainly. When he has good guests on that he can engage with and have a good discussion, yes. So that's basically where I started. And of course, once you start watching Joe Rogan, hey, there's Tom Segura, there's Graham Hancock, there's blah, blah, blah. And then this is just a good place to network and to, find other podcasters, other funny people, other interesting intellectual people, etc. Yeah, so it's a good window to other things, portal to other things. Yeah, and sorry, what was that, Joe?
I know. I was about to say I got a question for you. What's a podcast you tried to fuck with but can't do it?
That is a good question. There have been a few. Come Town to start. Yeah. But then it's changed with the Adam Friedland show. Do you have one while I'm thinking?
There's this one, History on Fire. I forget the host's name, but he's an Italian fellow. It's a history podcast, and he has some really interesting subjects. But I tried to listen, and his accent is really heavy, and it just it takes me out of it. It makes it real hard to follow.
Okay, well then I have an answer to that question. Yeah, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. Yeah,
I won't stand for any Dan Carlin slander.
It's not slander. It's not slander. He's brilliant. He's one of the best researchers on the planet. Yes, but you're more of a history buff than I am, And when you're talking about like, and here's a 3 hour 20 episode, that's short. And then you have 4.5 hours, 3.5 hours, 5 hours. It's just him. It's just him. Does he cover absolutely everything? Yes. He's a good speaker. Yes. Well spoken. Yes. But I can't just deal with one person talking about one thing the whole time. That's just me. I like entertaining education
I
because
get
I'm
you.
dumb.
I get you.
And why do you like, final question, yeah? Why do you like podcasts?
Uh, because it's good to have something to listen to besides music all the time. Like I
Mhm.
do like music, but like you want to change the pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, I
Like
get that.
different podcasts work different mental muscles.
Yep, definitely, definitely. We both love music, and but I can't listen to it all the time either. And we both, I mean, you have a job where you listen, you've got your headphones in pretty much the whole time, yeah, or near that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't, but there are certain points at work where I can slap the headphones in and do some work. But I also, I don't drive. I walk everywhere, public transport, that sort of thing. I've always got headphones strapped to my head. Can't have it. And I alternate between music and podcasts. Recent times, more podcast. And also, yeah, and for me as well, it keeps me in the present moment. Yes. If I'm left alone with my own thoughts too much, things get dark, things get crazy. And I'm very much practicing on just staying in the present moment at the moment. And podcasts help me stay in the present moment. It makes me focus on the here and now as well. Sure, I may use it for company as well. I know there's memes where someone's got a picture of friends having fun and they're there near the picture, laughing, eating cereal. No, it's not that. It's not that. You can say the same thing about music and TV there. Yeah, no, podcasts are awesome, and yeah, and they're an industry that keeps building, it keeps growing as well. I don't know about over there, but they teach podcasting in schools now here, Joel.
it wouldn't surprise me if they did that here also.
Mm.
I have to actually have to ask my kids when school starts back up next month.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, hopefully AI doesn't take over this whole thing, but we shall see.
Nah,
No,
the AI lacks timing. That's been my one major takeaway over like I'll say the past 6 months where AI's been all the rage. Is it doesn't have timing.
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I also watched something just eating dinner and like uh Flatmate's a bit of a mystic conspiracy theorist, not a screwball, but on his algorithm on the YouTube we'll have lots of those type of videos, and I
Yeah,
put on one about AI and the entertainment industry, and it'll be the consumers at the end of the day who will show. It will show how far this stuff goes, AI stuff goes, based on how the consumers respond to it and consume it. And I was talking about how, like with music, with comedy, wrestling, whatever, it's the imperfections, yes, it's the
yeah.
mistakes which make it human that you empathize to, that you get something out of, yeah. And AI is not that. AI is the opposite of that, yeah. Um, so it's certainly a thing, and it's here to stay. But I don't think it's going to become all-consuming. Touch wood. Yeah.
Out of the one AI story I did see that was pretty interesting. Like, all right, you know the rapper Beanie Siegel, right?
Yeah.
All right, you know how he got shot and his voice don't that sounds nothing
Yeah.
the same, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently he's
That's
talking
crazy.
about yeah, he's talking about using AI to fucking to get his voice back. That would be
Yeah.
great.
That would be great. That would be great. Oh no, there's some really good things that there's some really good ways that AI can be used, like yeah, for restoration, for grunt work. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is another step towards eradicating grunt work. Yes, it will take some jobs from people, but the guy who once churned butter went to work one day and went, "Oh, you don't need me anymore." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it can be used as a tool to eradicate grunt work and be used as just another creative tool, as another creative utility, we could come up with some amazing shit, some really amazing shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. It will go crazy and then it will balance itself out as humans do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's usually the way it works.
yeah, as humans do. Um, any anything else there, Joel, about podcasts that you want to mention before we wrap this up?
Uh, anything? Nah. Yeah, we got it all. Make sure to mention all the fucking podcasts I wanted to. I
Yeah.
mean, this is something we can always come back to. I got a handful. Well, more than a handful that I fucking
Oh yeah.
didn't
No.
even touch on today.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Yeah, we can do some sort of podcast like segment in the future. We could perhaps think of different types of podcasts and come up with recommendation. Like there's the audio dramas, there's the edutainments, um, true crime, wrestling, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
and just do it. The best of the bunch or whatever. I'm definitely going to check out some of these audio dramas. Yeah. Malevolent has to be mentioned for audio dramas. That's my
Yeah.
favorite
Oh shit! I
drama.
totally forgot about that one.
Yeah. But I'm definitely going to check out this work by Realm. Cool.
Excuse me again.
Definitely check out Talk to Me. I'm going to check it out. I want to check out The Voyage of the Demeter, which is a
Yeah.
Dracula.
Oh, that's the fucking Dracula boat movie, right?
Yeah, Dracula boat
Yeah.
movie. The same guy who did Troll Hunter and The Autopsy of Jane Doe and
Oh, that's the guy who did. That's the same person who did Troll Hunter. I did not know that.
and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Andre Ovredal. Excuse my terrible Norwegian pronunciation. Yeah, that's his new one. I want to check that. There was another horror something coming out. There was a third one. Cobwebs. Cobweb or Cobwebs?
I haven't heard anything about that. I'm assuming it's a killer spider movie.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because people haven't been given away too many spoilers because the reveal is pretty much the whole movie. But it's a nice, quiet, creepy, atmospheric number. Apparently, I need to see that, and I need to catch up on a lot. That's my focus at the moment. Is I just need to start watching and listening to everything. At the moment, now that I got basically my brain back, just want to go deep. So what we can do, Joe, is basically any kind of movie or album just on a random kind of thing, and tomorrow per se you can record, throw it to me, and I'll do the same, and then we'll just do a shorter episode, just general conversation about it, anything like that, because I'm just
All right.
because I'm keen just to consume as much and become as familiar with as much content and art and material as possible that will help this podcast out, that will boost it up. Like, for example, I have watched 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Friday the 13th in the past couple of weeks. Number 6 was pretty good. Was it 7? I think it was 7.
What happened? It's like you got to give me some details. They all start to run together.
I'll get back to you on that because they're all a blur. They're all a blur, and I may have been slightly medicated.
Did you say 5, 4, 5, 6, and 7?
Yeah, in about
All
2
right.
or 3 days, it all was all blurred together. Let me just have a look at 7 because we'll just keep this pushing into another 10 minutes if that's all right, just to make it an hour. I like things to be an hour with podcasts at least.
That's fine. But yeah, I think 5 was the one with Corey Feldman.
Yes, that one was all right. Corey Feldman was actually pretty good in that movie. I thought.
And then 6, I think that was the one where the chick had the telekinesis.
Yeah, I don't know because they changed Corey Feldman. They're like it was the same character but different actor. I think. 7 has Kane Hodder. Okay, let me just. Yep. Number 7 is the psychic. Tina inadvertently channels her
Yeah,
psychic
that's it.
powers and resurrects Jason Voorhees. And is it the first one with Kane Hodder?
I think I'm not 100%
I
sure.
think so. But Kane Hodder, you can automatically tell the difference between him and everyone else who played Voorhees before. His physicality, his movements. He would be looking one way, and then he does a sharp turn with the machete towards someone to the left, and it's real quick and sharp, and makes you go, oh, yeah. I can definitely see why he's the most iconic Jason from what I've seen. And there was some cool shots. There was some cool kill scenes in 7. It was a bit more atmospheric. Had some Hammer horror leanings, echoes to it. But what I noticed about Jason that's different to Michael. Michael, you'll see him lurking in the distance. You know what I mean? And then some stuff happens, and then he's lurking. Then he comes closer, but he's still lurking. Jason doesn't lurk. Jason, boom,
It just kind of
appears.
pops
Here I
up.
am. Stab. He pops up like a little pixie, which I just found quite amusing. Quite amusing, yeah.
Let me think. Well, if you've gone this far, you might as well watch Jason X.
hmm That's the one I'm kind of low key looking forward to. Jason in
It's not
space.
it's not as bad as people make it out to be. I enjoy it.
Okay.
It's a fun movie.
I'm sure it will be fun. I'm sure it will be fun. Do I expect it to be a masterpiece? No. It's where the franchise goes to space. So you know things are fucked. Whenever a franchise goes to space, it's fucked.
Yeah,
Pinhead in space?
yeah. I didn't really couldn't get behind that one. I like quite a few of those later Hellraiser movies,
Mm-hmm.
but the one in space didn't do it for me.
It was just half of it.
Yeah. What was that? Not the latest one that came out, but the one before that. Judgment, the one where it's like all the fucking bureaucracy of the afterlife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Um, Douglas, what's his name? God, my
Doug
memory's terrible.
Bradley.
Thank you. He's not in that one as Pinhead. And what was it called? Judgment.
Yeah, like if they would have had a little bit more money to spend on like the production, that could have been really good.
Yeah, because the concept was cool and a lot of the production design was cool. Yeah, it wasn't fleshed out very well. It was a bit like half done or something. Yeah, but the look was cool. It had some potential there.
Yeah,
So that's yeah. So it's this guy instead of Doug Bradley. Just bringing him up now. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
main guy. That's the main guy, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I might have to see if I can. Might have to watch that again sometime.
yeah.
What did you think of
I'm
the new one?
sure. Like, say that again.
I said, what did you think of the new one on Hulu?
The new one I liked on the. Oops, there's playing a trailer. I don't want to get this taken down. Um, yeah, no, I mostly liked the new one. I thought the Cenobites looked great. The lead Cenobite was really good. Some of the acting, a bit of the acting, bit of the storyline overall was a bit, but overall, yeah, really good look. And if they can build on it, they could have a whole new story arc. So hopefully, it gets better from here. What did you think?
Uh, Yeah, about the same thing. I all in all, I enjoyed it, but like there were a few parts where it seemed to be dragging along a little bit.
Yes, yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
It could have
Um,
it could have done with a little editing. because
Yeah,
I feel
sure.
like for all that shit that they left in there, there was probably some really good shit that got left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, they could have tightened up the concept of once the Cenobites are within our world, then they really don't have any power. They could have tightened that up a bit rather than having a Cenobite flailing in a rope trap. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a little bit like that. Like, you're taking me out of this a little bit. But the main guy, like the Frank of the new movie, um, the Doctor, what's his name from the part two?
Uh,
You know,
I know you're talking about. I'm just drawing a
the
blank on the name.
sorry.
I said I know you're talking about. I'm just drawing a blank on the character's name.
Yeah. So the rich, evil white guy, the pervert, the elitist pervert. He was good. He played his character well. You can make more. You can do more with him. Yeah. So I'm interested to see if they keep it going, and I will check it out. Yeah. I'm interested in watching Judgment again. If we can find if we can find it online, should we give it a rewatch and have a quick chat about it?
I'm down.
Yeah. Cool. Um, just going to have a look right now since we are just basically filling up time at the end here, where I can watch it. Do you want to see if you can find it?
Yeah, I'm searching right now.
And so people in America and Australia can know. Always, I'm looking on Google Play. Nope.
Oh, apparently it's on Tubi. It's on Tubi,
Oh, is it?
Pluto. Yeah.
It's on Tubi. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Cool. There you go, Australia.
Oh, there's something we could put a pin in for a later date. But
What's that?
some of these Tubi movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm keen on that. I'm keen on that. Which we need to still cover Puppet Master 1, which is on Tubi. Yes. All right. Okay. How about on the next one? We do a double feature. It doesn't have to be overly detailed. Half an hour for each. We'll do Puppet Master, the original, and Hellraiser Judgment.
I'd be down with that. That would
Yeah.
be a good versus movie.
Oh, let's do
Hellraiser,
that. Let's versus it.
Hellraiser versus Puppet Master. I would pay money for that.
Okay, let's versus it offline. We will come up with like basically categories that we can rate out of 10, say 5 categories out of 10 or something, just riffing, and yeah, see who wins the versus. What do you reckon?
Uh, yeah, we should be able to. I'm trying to figure out what five categories we could do it on, but yeah, it should be able to
Yeah,
do
let's
that.
let's think of rather than directing, let's think of like some unique categories that haven't been done over and over again. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, based on popcorn. So like like flop corn. Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, now we can figure that out. That sounds good. Oh yeah, there's a new Saw movie, Saw 10. That's the other big horror movie that's coming out.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be a Saw movie. It will be a Saw movie. I
Like I
don't.
don't think they'll. I like they caught lightning in a bottle with those first two. I don't think they'll ever get that again.
Yeah, I gave a little bit of love to part three. I thought they stretched it out well enough with part three, but no, the first two, no, they're not going to touch that. Um, favorite Saw trap.
Uh, the pit full of heroin needles.
Yep, that's mine as well. That's mine as well. Nothing is as fucked as that.
Yeah, that shit just gets me on a visceral level every time.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Um, what else was I going to say there? I don't remember. Oh yeah, and also honourable shout out Sword Trap, the Merry Shotgun round, go round, the Merry Shotgun go round in
Shotgun
part
merry-go-round.
six. Yeah, in part six.
I didn't see that one, but
Yeah, basically it's like there's they're all strapped, like in the kids' playground.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and they're all basically arms behind them, tied up, sitting in the six little seats on the merry-go-round that goes around where you hold on to the bar and you spin it, and all your friends are there flying off. Yeah, and then it'll spin around, and then when it lands, a shotgun comes down and blows their face off. It was just so simple. It was so simple, but so brutal. It was so effective. Yeah. And
oh,
yeah. Huh? Sorry.
oh no, I was just thinking about that Star Trap.
It's quite good. It's quite good. Yeah, and one of my when we do a podcast category episode, top five of a certain category, I'm definitely going to do a horror one. I have lots of horror podcasts, horror movies, horror culture, blah blah podcasts I can mention. Yeah. All right. Anything else there, Joel? Shogun, to finish off. We're at an
uh,
hour.
nah, I think we covered everything this week.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining again. This has been Evil Popcorn Conversation number 5, top 5 podcasts. Yeah, don't burn your popcorn, and keep it buttery. Peace.
Like,